There's a new that guy in my life. That guy at Starbucks. Is it me, or does every Starbucks in America have that guy? The pseudo-intellectual, hangs out there all day, reads a book on the purple chair in the corner. Beret, maybe, John Lennon glasses. You've seen that guy. He's there all day. You go in the morning, he's there. Afternoon, he's there. Night, he's there. Probably has the same cup of coffee. Legs crossed, spends more time talking and looking around than actually reading. Telling anybody who will listen about society or the man. Every Starbucks has that guy, the pseudo-intellectual. Look at me, I read books. I'm very intelligent. I've got my 10-speed chained up out front. I don't drive. I don't bow down to corporate America. Dude, you're drinking a $7 cup of coffee. You're smack dab in the middle of corporate America. Who are you kidding, Socrates? They're the modern-day hippies. Instead of peace signs and protests, they're lattes and laptops. And reading books at Starbucks. I read them very smart. You ever asked yourself this, though, when you see that guy at Starbucks? If he really wanted to dive into that 800-page small print novel that he has in his hands, is really the best place to do it at the busiest store on the block, Starbucks? You ever thought about that? Yeah, like when Socrates wanted to contemplate philosophy, he hung out at the Colosseum during a gladiator battle. You know, he really wanted to. I mean, honestly, nothing like constant noise during deep contemplation. I know personally, when I want to take a nap, first thing I do is give my son Jackson an air horn. Gets me right to sleep. As Dennis Miller would say, that guy at Starbucks is more transparent than Neutrogena soap. Hey! And by the way, never nod your head, never make eye contact with that guy at Starbucks. Never, trust me, if you even acknowledge he exists and you make eye contact, it'll be a 3-hour lecture on the deforestation of redwoods. You're done. You're toast. Don't even look at him. And if you ask him a question like, how's your day? It's over. You ask him about global warming, good Lord. He'll be like Al Gore on speed. He'll go forever. That guy at Starbucks, you know, the man is evil. Dude, the man just served you that $9 macchiato. Give me a break. Next time, at least bring your saxophone and crappy poetry and try to entertain us. Honestly, if you know personally several Starbucks employees, or your social calendar includes, quote, hanging at Starbucks, you're a loser. I mean, get a life. Quit pretending you're an intellectual because you read books at Starbucks. People who really read books do it at home where it's quiet, not at the busiest corporate entity in North America in the last 50 years. God, Starbucks is kids buying organic milk and cocoa, and it's yuppies, and it's loud, and they're right in the middle. Oh, yay. Right in Atlanta, you're in the herd on ESPN Radio.
Morning, Colin.
Morning.
Hey, I know for me personally, when I was in school and had to study for a test or something, I had to go to a Waffle House or something to study because there were too many distractions at home. There was the TV, radio, dog.
Well, you're a college kid and everybody's drunk from the night before and playing loud music. But dude, do not read a book 24 hours at Starbucks because we're all making fun of you, right? It's one thing if you're doing homework. I'm talking about 47-year-old guy, beret on, the thinker pose, spending all day there reading. Come on. Like you can't see through that. Embarrassing. I mean, seriously. That guy is a nerd. I'm all for reading. I read the New York Times for 15 minutes at the Starbucks. Not reading books. Books. Hold on, let me go to Detroit. What up, Todd? You're in Detroit. What up?
Hey, Colin, great show, by the way, man. If you are ever out of radio, go into comedy. You're the new Dennis Miller, man. The laptops to lattes comment was brilliant.
Thank you, sir.
That's about all I had to say, man.
Thank you. No, they're the modern-day beatniks. They used to protest, sit down in front of tanks. Now they go to Starbucks. Jesus. Good to be in here today. We have Jeffrey Ross and Pro Bowler Rod Woodson. Chris in Oregon. What up, Chris? You're in the herd.
Hey, bud. Wanted to just touch base with you on that Starbucks guy.
Yeah.
In fact, he was so bad here in beautiful Lake Oswego, Oregon. I know you're familiar with that area.
Used to go to that one.
Yeah, exactly. This guy, he's not the reader, but he's the power guy at Starbucks. Literally was wearing two Bluetooth pieces, one in each ear, and wanted everybody to know how his big business dealings were going. I kid you not, one day his phone got knocked off the table. I literally picked it up to hand it to him. It wasn't on, but he was talking in his Bluetooth headset. And that guy, he still just acted like he was a big shot. I go out of my way to avoid that guy because he's there every time, morning, noon, or afternoon. I don't even go to that Starbucks anymore, brother.
Chris in Oregon. That's the Starbucks I used to go to, Lake Oswego, Oregon. Amazing.
Put that coffee down.
One of the great movies of all time. One of the great 3-minute segments in the history of movies, David Mamet, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, Alec Baldwin.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
That is absolutely fantastic. We should take that whole thing, edit it down, the swear words out with Jack Lemmon. That is brilliant. It was a David Mamet play. An unbelievable scene by Alec Baldwin. Tom in Las Vegas. What do you got, Tom?
Yeah, and we got that guy here in Las Vegas tries to be real intellectual. I mean, I go to Borders and legitimately read books, and it's great when he sits there and tries to be, all philosophical. Meanwhile, he's reading the books that are at Starbucks. That's all I got for you. Thanks, Tom.
He's reading Starbucks books.